Hi everyone, this is Mary from Crafty Mima's Place, and we're going to be making a Halloween luminary using the Magic in This Night suite, centered around Hallows Night Magic bundle. The bundle is the stamp set, which these are the stamps in the set. You can see they're the red rubber stamps. They're very sticky. And then the bundle comes with the Stampin' Cut and Emboss dies. These are the dies. We will be using most of these dies, and the paper and some of the paper from the set, which is the designer series paper. We're going to be using some of the iridescent pearls from the set and the metallic mesh ribbon. Now I'm going to show you what it looks like. This is our luminary that we're going to make. As you can see, it has clear vellum front panel and back panel, and then I just use a tea light in it. This will be a rather long, oh wow, I think I lost my tea light. Yeah, looks like I burnt it out. There we go. If I can get it to stay lit. Nope, I can't. But anyway, if you light it up, it's rather cute on the inside with the light in it. If you can get the light to stay on, that is. Which I can't. It doesn't want to. So anyway, it's a really cute little luminary. It glows on both sides. We use vellum for the fronts, and we stamped on them and colored them in. This will be a rather long video, so bear with me. All right, we'll be starting in just one moment. Okay, I fixed a little light. It looks like this. This is with all the lights on. In the dark, it looks a lot nicer. It's just one little votive, and we will get started right now. I'm going to show you some of the papers from the set. We will need like one sheet to make this. You can see this is the one that I used. No, it isn't. I'm telling a story. It's not this one that I used. It was this one that I used to make the other one. But on this next one, we're going to use a different background. You can see there's some of the purple peacocks and some different graphics ones. And for this, you will need one sheet, and it will be cut at it will be cut at 6 by 10.5. Here it is, cut at 6 by 10.5. And I have it scored on the 10.5 inch side. I have it scored at 1/2 inch, 3.5 inches, 5.5 inches, and 8.5 inches. And then on the 6 inch side, I only have one score, and that's at 1/2 inch. Okay, that way you can kind of get it to piece together, and the bottom part here will be what you will put the base on. Now you can either use whichever side makes you happy. This one has some roses and spider webs with this brown, it's Cajun Craze. Sorry, my mind went completely brain wonky. Or the inside has this stripe. I'm gonna go with this on the outside. I like this side better. So hold on one second. So that's our piece of paper. Again, it's a 12 by 12 sheet of paper, 6 by 10, and you're going to score the 10 inch side, which would be your long side, at 1/2 inch, 3.5, 5.5, 8.5, And then you're going to turn it and score the other side at a 1/2 inch. Okay, you're also going to need 2 pieces of vellum for your inserts. It's just vellum paper, you can see. And these are cut at 3 by 5.5, and these are the ones you're going to stamp on. When you start, I would suggest that the first thing you do is do your stamping. This is what it'll look like when you do your stamping on it and your coloring. You're going to need to let the ink dry because this vellum doesn't absorb the ink, but once it dries it will be there, it won't smear. So what I did is I did mine ahead of time and let them dry. So I will show you now on one what we're going to do. So we're going to use our Stamparatus, and we're just going to put our window sheet, which is our vellum, on it, and then we're going to take our, this is the one you want to use. This would be the up side, this would be the down side. You're going to place it right in the center of your panel. You're going to ink it up with some Memento black. Use Memento because you're going to be using 3 different colors of Stampin' blends. So you want to make sure that you use the Memento because the Stampin' blends won't bleed with that. If you use regular black ink, it will bleed. So we're just going to ink up our little sign. There we go. That'll work. And then we're going to just put our image, and then we'll let that dry because it will smear. And then we'll come back and we'll use our Stampin' blends to fill in the flowers. Now I made my flowers on here. I made them this color, which is Blackberry, dark Blackberry Bliss, but you can make them any color you so desire. Making this to look like a Black Widow spider, I used dark Real Red to fill in his little body cavity, and this is the leaves. I used dark Old Olive. Now I'm going to show you, because on here, if I haven't smeared it already, which I'm really good at, right here, you also want to stamp your little spiders because they have to dry too. So clean this stamp off, and then I'll move it away, and then we'll do our spiders. Okay. California is burning. I don't know if anybody's watching me anywhere in California, but here where I live in Nevada, right over the border from California, it is wicked bad outside right now with the smoke. So, and on top of that, we have our nice desert wind blowing out there. So between the smoke and the dust, I would not be outside if I had breathing problems. Anyway, here we go with our, I'm going to ink up our 2 spiders, and I will show you. Then we're pretty much done with our ink. Of course, you would want to make 2 panels like this, and then let them dry. And there's your spiders and your spider web. And then when you color it in, it will look like this. So you'll have before, whoop, I have to be careful not to, before and after. There we go. All right, those will be our windows for our little project. And now we're pretty much done with our stamping. We're going to get our die cutter out now because we have to cut the openings for the panels. Then we can start putting the little thing together. Okay. For the bottom of our luminary, all I did was take the inserts that we're going to cut out and put them together to make the bottom. And that's all that is. So we're going to do the same thing with this. We're going to cut out with our stamping cut. I use this thing so much, I've already got the plate mightily scored. So what you're going to want to do is choose your side, and then you're going to use your larger of the two panels that it comes with. You get two different sizes. We're going to use the bigger one. And what I'm going to do is, knowing that this is the bottom and this is the top, I'm going to go a little bit closer to the top, and that's the panel I'm going to cut. So you want to kind of, if you have any washi tape is really good for holding it down while you're cutting, so you can make sure it doesn't move. Make sure you've got it equal in there. And washi tape, if you don't press it down real hard, the washi tape will not damage the paper. So there we go. There's our first panel running through. Okay, there's one. Here's our panel. Here's our feet. I'm going to remove this really carefully so I don't take off the paper with it. And I did take off a little small piece at the top there, but we're going to put something up there, a decoration anyway, so you probably won't see it. But let's kind of try to line this up so it's pretty close to same as the other one. Here we go. Now we're going to cut that one out too. And then we would be cutting out other pieces too at this time if I hadn't already cut them out. So okay, there's that part. And here is this part right there, because we need two of those. We will also be using other dies in this die set. I'll show you which ones. I used a small piece of Blackberry Bliss, and I used this piece here, which is like a border piece. And with the Blackberry Bliss, when you cut it out, it looks just like this. Now I'm going to put, it'll take 3 of them to go around the top of this box, so I'm going to put 3 of them on there. So cut 3 of these, 3 of the edge dies, and then you'll need a couple of these flowers, which when they cut out, they're just empty in the center. They're just the outline of the flowers. So I mounted them on black paper because I'm going to cut them out around the black paper. You're going to need a couple of these spiders, You'll stamp them and cut them out with this die right here. 2 of those. And I also cut out a few of these, the leaves out of gold. I will give you all the many different products at the end of the video. Okay, so now that we have the windows cut out, what we want to do is line up our panels so that they are in the inside. So we'll go with the ones that I've already done. And then you just want to kind of line them up in the windows. And if you have to trim off the sides to get them to fit in between the lines, and you can do that too. They should, if they're lined up right, fit between the folds. But this one looks like it's going to be a little, so I'm just going to use my paper trimmer and cut just a tiny little piece off of one side, just to, so I can get it like 1/8 of an inch, so I can make sure that I can get it lined up in there. There we go. So just a little too big for the fold. So we're going to put this one here, and now it's going to fit just perfectly there. So, and then you just would put some glue around. You can either use tear and tape, or you can use the all-purpose Tombow glue, or you can use your snail Stampin Seal. It's your choice. So we're going to do that on both sides. I'll be right back. Okay, I have them in there, and that's what it looks like from the other side now. I have both of my little spider webs, or spider vellum pieces. So along the top now, I'm going to attach the edging. Now you can do it either direction. I'm going to do it face down, and then I'll just fold it along the edges. Now this being a different, I think it might have been a nicer touch if I had used a black, but I have the purple already cut out, so I'm just going to use the purple. Blackberry Bliss, actually it is. And then I'm just going to run tape. I'm going to run some tape along the top edge here, just like that. And I put all of them together. I'm going to start with the centerpiece and work my way out from there. I find that it bends better that way. And then add 2 more pieces, and you can always cut off the excess. Okay, there's 2, and here's 3. You won't be able to even see that piece that I kind of took a little bit of the tape, took it off. There we go. Now we'll use our paper snips to just trim the edges off of them. And then we will put the box together. Okay. All right, now for the base of the box, we're going to use these 2, and we're just gonna, I'm gonna turn them this way instead of the other way. And what I did was just kind of line them up where the points were kind of pointed on each one, and glued it together, taped it together. So that's what I did with mine. Is I wanted it to be one piece. Now, since it's going to be, the box is going to be centered in the center of it, you will not see this part here. You might see it sticking out the edges a little bit, but it was okay with me. So there you go. And now we're going to cut this piece off of here. We won't need it. Corner piece off. And we're going to fold. There we go. Got it. Now that's going to fold that way, and it'll be right there on that. You can see what I'm doing. Folding it right together. Now I'm going to use tear and tape for this because this is going to be an edge. It needs something stronger. So I'm just going to use a piece of tear and tape and run that right there. And take off take my pick tool, get the tape off. Alright, now we're just going to try and line this up and get as good a edge on it as we can get. And I got it pretty good there. So now we have our luminary box. Oh. Now we're going to fit the bottom to it, and to do that we're just going to cut the 4 corners and the panels and put some adhesive on them, like on this one, and then we can decorate it. So we're gonna do that like that and put some tear and tape on them, and then we'll just put this over the top of it like that, and our luminary is complete. Then we can decorate it with all the little decorations. Cover that. All right, some tear and tape. I'm going to put this way, I think, actually. We'll put a piece here. And a piece here. Hope you can see what I'm doing. Sometimes I forget to look to see where the camera is while I'm doing these things. Okay. Saw these really cute little pumpkins that are holograms with little cameras and voices on the inside, and they look they reminded me of the 3 talking heads at the end of the Haunted Mansion ride. And they were so cute. They were singing, and I thought, oh man, I need to get those. $80 for 3. I was like, I don't know if I really want to spend that much on a Halloween decoration, but we'll find out. Okay. 2. Oops, sticking to my hand. This one off. And then we have one more. Okay. I'm gonna fold the shorter ones in. That way the longer ones will kind of stick to it. There you go. And then I can decide where the center of this will be. I think I'd better get these to stick down a little bit better though, so they don't walk around and move around on me while I'm trying to center it. Okay. I'm just rubbing it to make it sure it adheres good on the bottom. And there's our luminary. And now we're going to decorate our luminary. This is the back of the luminary. I have 2 flowers and one cut out and 2 other. And these are the pearls, the iridescent pearls that I used. So what I'm going to do here is the same exact thing. I'm going to take one of my, and show you how easy it is to color it. It's very simple. It's a little harder on the vellum because you have to let it dry. But on these, they dry real quick. So, and that's all I did. Just a little bit with my dark real red Stampin' blend. And the Stampin' blends come in 2 packs of 2 for $9. You get the light color and the dark color. So there would be a light real red and a dark real red, and they have 2 different tips. They have a brush tip, which is what I used, but they also have a bullet tip. I like them for coloring. I'm not the world's greatest colorer, so, but I do like them for coloring. So I'm going to take one of my Stampin Dimensionals, and I'm going to put it on the, I don't know if any of you have been watching me from the beginning, but I used to call these pop dots before I trained myself to call them by their right name, Stampin Dimensionals. Anyway, there we go. Now we're going to put this, and I'm going to put it so that it covers the seam right there with my, so you won't be able to see that seam quite so much. Okay, and now we're going to put a couple of flowers. So I'm going to take my paper snips and I'm going to cut out 2 of these flowers, and they're real easy. You just kind of follow the line. Now you can back these with any colors you want. I just had a scrap piece of black. When you cut them out, there's nothing. They're clear. In fact, if I can find one to show you, I will. But for right now, they're just what would you call that, a outline, shadow kind of. You have to fill it in, or you could leave it open, I guess. I'm going to put one up here like this at this corner with my Stampin' Dimensional, and put this here in the corner like that. And then I'm going to cut out another one for the other side. So I'm going to cut out all 4 of these, and I will return in 1 minute. Okay, I have them cut out now. I'm going to put a gold one down here at this corner. And then I'm going to put a couple of leaves. Now this is exactly what the flower looks like without backing. It looks just like that. Now you could put that on there if that's what you wanted to do. Look like a skeleton flower, I guess. A hint of a flower, whatever you want to call it. Now for these little leaves, all I'm going to do is put just a tiny little dab of adhesive on it to hold it behind here, and place them behind so that they peek out just a little bit. And we'll do that on both of those ones. And then I'll show you how to do the pearls. You know, okay, here's the other one here. Okay, just kind of slid right through there. There we go. And I want to put it on the other side and get it to stick, that is. It's not got a lot of sticky on it. Okay, now I got some on there. Let's try it again. There we go, like that. Okay, now we're going to use our pearls and put a few on here. I like to put it on the big ones. I put it on the smaller part of the body. On the smaller one, I like to put it on the bigger part of the body. I'm going to use my Take Your Pick tool. which likes to come undone a lot. Oops, that didn't work too well. Kind of stuck there instead of where I wanted it to go. There we go. I'm going to do this one. One right here. One. And we'll put one right here. There's two. And then we'll put one back here. Great. Okay, now we're going to work on the other side of the box. And we're going to do pretty much the same thing we did on the first side of the box. On the second side of the box, the only difference is we're going to add a bow. And as you can see, yeah, there we go. It's just a piece of this net. It almost looks like spider web. I mean, if you take it apart enough, you can make it, you can pull it and make it look like spider web if that's what you were going for. So let's get these done. I'm gonna put a purple one down here because we're only gonna put one down this on this side this time. So just really does not want me to put it there, and that would be because the paper didn't come off. It's just, you know, take the backing off, it just slides. So there's one right there, and then we need one little leaf. I have a couple of them in here in this little bag. I have several projects for Halloween that I've been working on, and I got very inspired by this set for some reason. This year, for sure, I really got inspired by the Stampin' Up stuff. Stampin' Up sets. There we go. We got one there. Alright, now we're going to put our little iridescent pearls on there. Turn that one off. I would love to, so I don't waste it. But I'm not going to wait for it. There's one. And here's two. And then we are going to put the third spider on the bow. So let's put the bow on first. And you have to make it first, so we're going to make the bow by kind of folding it in half, finding a middle. I like to go a little to one side than the other because you can always adjust. I do a lot of adjusting with my bows, so sometimes they turn out really great and sometimes you have to try again. A few years back, Stampin' Up had a kit at Halloween time. It was a witch's hat, and I wanted one of those so badly, and by the time I got to order, they were all gone already. I mean, they went through those super duper fast because everybody wanted one, and they looked like they were very heavy duty so that you would be able to use it if you were careful, you know, and put it away. So I deconstructed it according to their little video that they still have up there on YouTube under Stampin' Up if you want to go watch it. And I deconstructed it and did my own version, which we will be doing next week. If you think this is a long video, that one's going to be even longer. But you'll end up with a witch's hat, and then I'm going to show you how you can turn that into a scarecrow hat instead. So if you are one of those people that's not really big on, you do more of a harvest festival than a, which I have several friends that don't necessarily do trick-or-treat and all that stuff, but they do harvest festivals at their churches and things. You'll be able to do that. So now we're going to I already have the witches one done. I think I will make a second one into a scarecrow, and then I will show you all how to make the witch's hat. That way, because somebody asked me for one, so I have to make an extra one for them. I'm going to put our bow. We're going to take it off my finger. It wants to stick. I'm going to put it up here at the top of our. You might want to cut those down a little bit. They're a little on the long side. We'll find out. And we're going to need one more, and it's right here, of our wonderful little spiders. Now, it comes with two different size spiders. It comes with the small spider and the big spider as far as the stamps go, but it only has one spider if you're going to cut it out. Now, the other set that we used last week has a spider and a spider die, so you might think about, you know, maybe mixing the two of them together and coming up with the spider you want. So let's put our little jewel on here, our iridescent, and put that right here for the head, and then we can put it in the middle of our bow. And let's go there. That way. My Stampin Dimensionals are right here. There we go. And we're going to put our little spider in the center of our bow here on the front. And there is our two luminaries. Two of them. And that's it. That's how they work. If I can get, that's the one I had already. And this is, it looks like I'm going to need to go buy me some new tea lights, evidently, because this one said, nah, I think I'm done for the, you know, no more for me. Yeah, it just turned off. Okay. There we go. You can see it a little bit. So you'll have two tea lights sets, or two votive holders for your Halloween tablescape. So that's all for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe, share, tell people I'm here. If you'd like to place an order, all my details will be below. Hope to see you next week when we will make my witch's hat. And everybody have a great day. Bye.